Hey guys, it's Misty, and it's time for another book haul in the endless bookish spectacle that is my life. Alright, so these have been piling up, and I definitely needed to show you guys so that I can put them away on the bookshelves because every time I touch something, a stack of books falls over. So, here we go. First up is review copies. From Jody Lamb, I got a copy of Titan Magic Body and Soul, which is the sequel to Titan Magic, which I've talked about many times. I truly love that story, and I love Jody's style, so I can't wait to get back in. I'm going to be featuring this one in Fairy Tale Fortnite this year, so you'll definitely hear more about it then. And I will leave a link below to Titan Magic so you can check it out and see if it's something you'd be interested in. If you are, it's super cheap on Amazon almost always. Go get it. It's so good. Also, I don't think I'm allowed to drink anything around my books anymore because the other day I showed you guys books that I had bought and I had spilled grape juice on them. And yeah, this one came and I literally had just opened the package and I spilled apple cider on them. Really? Am I a toddler? So it's not bad, it's just a tiny little bit on the edges, but that just irritates me. It was pristine and beautiful and I doused it in apple juice. At least it's kind of worked out tonally because the grape juice faded to like a blueberry color that really suited Wildwood, and I mean this is a very, apple cidery color, so, whatever. And did I mention it's signed? I spilled cider on the signed book. The other review book, oh, this is a funny one. Okay, so a while back, I was offered a copy of a book called The Circle by these people. At the time I think I was pretty busy, but I said, sure, I'll give it a try, but it might be a little while before I can get to it. It might have been like Austin in August or something. And the copy never came, so I thought, okay, maybe they just didn't want, a review that was going to take a while, so they just decided no. So then I was emailed again about it, and my answer was, I actually already responded about this one and said yes. I'm still willing to read it if you want to send it. Never came. Was emailed a third time and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. Never came. So when they emailed me about the second book, I didn't respond because I thought nothing is going to come of this. It doesn't even matter. And look what shows up in my mail. Do I have to play hard to get? Is that how this works? If I'm available, you're like, oh no, never mind. We met someone else. But if I'm like, too busy for you, you're like, oh please. So what? So I don't have the first book. I'm not going to be able to read this anytime soon because I don't have the first book and I don't necessarily have the time for it right now. But I have the second book in the series and I've been seeing a couple people post about it and seems like it's getting good reviews. I just thought that was really funny / ridiculous. Anyway, for obvious reasons, I don't know when I'll be getting to this one. I also got The Weight of Blood by Laura McHugh from Random House. This one I think was maybe a shelf awareness giveaway. Just sounded really good and kind of dark. I believe it's a debut, yes, and it comes out in March. I've been trying not to enter giveaways because I don't have a ton of time and I have a huge stack, but it sounds really good. I will definitely feature it in some way even if I can't get a review up before it comes out, but I am curious. And everything else I bought because I just couldn't resist anymore. A couple things popped up on my wish list and this is the result. I finally bought a replacement copy of Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow by Jessica Day George. I love this book, really love this book, and had a beautiful pristine hardcover copy that I sent to my friend Ashley to be signed in Idaho, and by the time it made it to Idaho, the package was mysteriously empty. The postal worker didn't see the books that had slid out of the package right by the package and say, hey, I bet those belong there, and just put them back in. I don't know. But she received an empty envelope and both of my books that I had sent to her went missing. So finally got a replacement of this because I love it. I haven't replaced Princess of the Midnight Ball yet, but sometime I will. It's a retelling of East of the Sun, West of the Moon, by the way. Love. And also finally got Across the Great Barrier by Patricia C. Reed. This is the sequel to The 13th Child, which I really liked, and I've been meaning to buy this for ages. In fact, the third book is out and has been out for a while now, and I hadn't for some reason, so finally broke down and got it, and though I have no time, I really want to try to work it in soon. Glass Heart by Amy Garvey, which is the sequel to Cold Kiss, which I haven't read yet. So why I felt the need to buy the sequel, I don't know, but Cold Kiss sounds really good, and I'm hoping that I'll like it enough to have justified this purchase, but I think mostly I felt the need to buy them because I really like the covers for both books. So yeah, I caved. I love the fonts. Plus it can go on the pink shelf, and the pink shelf always needs more books. Arclight by Josen L. McQueen, and hopefully I pronounced that right, but who knows. This one, I'm not gonna lie, has been on my list for pure cover appeal. I really want to get Premeditated by her as well, which again is cover appeal, but that one actually just sounds really good to me. And it's not that this one doesn't, but I basically felt that I had to have it because of this cover, and it is a beauty. No regrets. If you see this in a bookstore, pick it up and play with it because it's just dynamic, different from every angle, and gorgeous. Next up I bought Lies Beneath by Anne Greenwood Brown, which is another one that I have been meaning to get my hands on for ages, and the reason being, killer mermaids in one of the Great Lakes. How could I resist that? This one had to make a home on my shelves. And the last book is Masque of the Red Death by Bethany Griffin, which again is one I've been meaning to get for years. Partly because I've heard really good reviews of it, but mostly because I was a little bit obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe when I was a kid, and this is a retelling of an Edgar Allan Poe tale, as you would guess from the title if you're a Poe fan. I have to know. I have to know how she took on the tale and whether it lives up, and kind of just relive my weird childhood Poe obsession. All the videos lately seem to be centered around the fact that I was a weird kid. Those are the books that are new to my shelves recently. Quite a stack, and probably should have stopped myself on some of that ordering, but I couldn't resist. Let me know what you guys think of the books that I got, if you've read them or want to read them. And of course, as always, thanks for watching and happy reading!